Hey everyone, Kaitlin here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Baldwin Breakdowns, where I'm looking at big concepts, big ideas, and lots of big feelings. And this week the concept is acceptance, which is really great for me because the primary model of therapy that I use is acceptance and commitment therapy, and it's pretty much largely focused on this idea of acceptance. So the content for today I actually pulled or am pulling from this solid text by Russ Harris, who is a big name in acceptance and commitment therapy. But I wanted to walk through what acceptance is because, one, you guys voted for it in the polls, but two, because there's a big difference and I think misunderstanding around what acceptance actually means and looks like. I said it in my post earlier in the week and in the first episode of the podcast, but acceptance is more than just acknowledgement. And so a little bit into this video, I'm going to go through the 3 A's of acceptance as noted in this book here. So acceptance, just the kind of broad definition, means opening up and making room for all of our private internal experiences. And especially the unwanted ones. So this is any thoughts, any feelings, any emotions, any memories, any urges, impulses, sensations, anything that goes on inside of our bodies. And so for us, it's usually a lot easier to accept feelings of happiness or positive memories or warm, memories and urges to do things that fulfill us and make us happy. It's a lot harder for us to accept the things that are distressing, the things that are difficult and uncomfortable and hurtful. And these are actually kind of the things that are most important for us to accept because, and I've talked about this a lot before, when we deny and avoid those unwanted experiences, it ends up resulting in a lot of extra challenges for us later on. So the 3 A's of acceptance, again, as noted in this book, which is super, super helpful, is acknowledgement, allowance, and accommodation. So acknowledging first is, it's the first step to acceptance. To be able to accept something, we first have to notice it. And we're noticing it with curiosity and non-judgment. So in the same way that, a kid will take a magnifying glass and they will acknowledge and identify or look at bugs that they find on the ground. When we notice something going on inside of us, whether it's a thought or a feeling or an urge, we notice it, name it, and we don't name it with judgment. It's not like I'm feeling angry and that's bad. It's, okay, I acknowledge that I'm angry. The second A is allow. So this is taking that first step of, okay, we've acknowledged it, we know what it is, we are now going to allow it. We're giving it the green light to stay. And this usually involves a little bit of self-talk, whether we say it out loud or in our heads. I usually say, okay, I'm nervous and I'm allowed to be, or I'm angry and the anger can be here right now. But something to kind of explicitly say, okay, yes, I know that it's here. I may not like whatever it is, whether it's a feeling or memory or thought, but I'm going to allow it to be here. And then the third A of acceptance is accommodate. And so this is kind of like when you have a relative that, you love them because they're family, but maybe you don't like them very much. You don't get along with them. You find them annoying. There's, the first step of acknowledging, like, okay, they've shown up to your front door. And then maybe you've allowed them to come in. But accommodating is that final step and that step further of they're in your house, they're present, you know that they're there, but you're also going to maybe make up a bed for them, or you're going to make dinner for them, or you're making space for them to allow them to fit into your home. And so when we're accepting whatever our internal experiences are, again, if it's thoughts, feelings, memories, urges, there's the acknowledgement, allowance, and then accommodating is really when we're saying, okay, I'm going to make room for this feeling. And that can be especially difficult to do when we're overwhelmed and stressed and maybe we feel like we're at our capacity. But in any moment, we have that choice to say, okay, this is here, I've allowed this in, and I can accommodate and make space for whatever this experience is. So those are the 3 A's of acceptance. There are a lot of ways to practice acceptance. And what I like about this book, and it was actually the first time I ever looked at this page, is feelings. There's a smorgasbord of ways that we can practice acceptance. So if you want to learn more about that, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, I will see you guys on another episode of Baldwin Breakdowns. Bye.